So we're sitting here today with Dr. Mark Cooper. How are you today?
I'm doing great.
And we're going to be discussing Measure H, which is on this November's ballot in 2013. You've lived here for about 40 years.
Right. Moved here right out of dental school. We decided we did not want to live in an urban setting. Moved to Clearlake.
Okay, and it's a beautiful place to live.
Absolutely.
We do have our issues, and one of our issues is our roads.
Yes.
How do you feel about the roads, and do you think Measure H has the potential to help us with our road situation?
Yeah, absolutely. This is the Burns Valley area, and a lot of people actually use this, because it's flat, use this to even walk on, let alone use their cars. And if you walk right around Rumsey Road here, you'll see that there's actually pieces of the road coming out. There's the beginnings, they'll end up being potholes, but we're actually seeing it deteriorate, so the maintenance part has not been there. We're doing a good job on our arterials, but then as we start spreading out, there just simply isn't any money to take care of that. And so I'm looking forward to Measure H just to simply hopefully expand the paving that we have, but if nothing else, just to maintain what we do have. Otherwise, it's going to continue to go on. There is no stopping to the destruction unless we stop it.
And one of the things that Measure H does offer is to not just heal the arterial roads, but also to heal the collector roads.
Right.
And if the funding is still available, to extend outside of those roads.
Yeah, even to the point of grading the dirt roads, but we want to emphasize that it's for those roads that are accepted by the city, not private roads.
The public roads rather than private roads. Right. Now another part about Measure H is the code enforcement. How important do you feel code enforcement is?
Actually, I have to say that, to me, that's the top priority is code enforcement. Again, we came here to this bucolic town that the house is very well maintained, and as time has gone on, especially since code enforcement has been thrown away, or at least lessened, we're starting to see this the total I don't want to call it filth, but we're starting to see even garbage out in the front of the house. We're starting to see these houses that definitely should be red tagged that are actually being occupied by some of our homeless here. We've got to have some kind of standards to have a viable community. And the way it's going right now, we're spiraling downhill. Measure H is the only thing that I see that's viable, that's a way to at least get to some of these conditions. Doesn't mean we're going to cure all, but what happens if we don't do anything? We're just going to continue on the way we are right now.
And so you're in the belief that passing Measure H has the potential to uplift the quality of life Absolutely. In the city of Clearlake by helping clean up some of the blight, by helping keep a specific standard of living.
A standard of living. I look at health and welfare. Health. Some of the garbage that's out in front of the houses that we're seeing now can affect me. We've got to bring in code enforcement. I came here in 1974 to live a lifestyle of clean air, of room around us. And again, slowly we've seen that this fallback, that the city is just continuing to go downhill. Again, I understand it's because of finances. But think about Measure H. Measure H is a tax that, yeah, we have to pay for it. If we want to have pride in our city, we're going to have to do something about it. But this is one of those taxes where people outside the city can also help us. When people from Hidden Valley come to Walmart, that's going to help pay to maintain our roads. After all, they're using our roads. Mm-hmm. It's also going to help with our code enforcement here too. I just see a no-lose on this particular proposition, and I'm hoping that the people will support it like it needs to be supported.
And when there's blight in your community, it doesn't stop at the property borders. It passes over those borders, it expands into the neighboring houses, neighboring homes. And so we're all affected, even if there's just one neighbor that is not following the proper code that the city is trying to enforce, and obviously cannot enforce at this moment being.
And people that own homes and they're worried about property values, think what happens for those property values when your next door neighbor has things oozing out of their houses. It affects all of us that way. So I want a quality of life. My granddaughter, my children all were raised here. My granddaughter's right next door. I want a quality of life for her. I want to look at a bigger vision, a vision of a town that's continually growing And again, we keep talking about quality of life, that the quality of life keeps on improving. That's what I'm looking at, not just for me, but my grandkids that are here now.
So we've been talking with Dr. Mark Cooper about Measure H, which will be on this November 2013 ballot. Please make sure to register to vote and go out and vote. And it seems that we have a proponent of yes on Measure H. Right?
Absolutely, I'm a proponent of it. I've never been so adamant about any particular issue as I am about this. This affects me, affects my family, affects our whole community. We need to have pride in our city. If we don't take care of ourselves, there isn't going to be anybody else there to take care of us.
Thank you very much for your time, Dr. Cooper.
You're welcome.
Thank you.